heartbreak and sometimes anger, but it always settles back into just deep sadness and grief. People can't go to work. People are not doing okay watching this. As long as this is continuing, I don't care how Israelis feel. I don't give a fig. I don't give a Jordanian date about your feelings. Feelings aren't, hold on a second. I do have compassion. I do. But there are moments of urgency in the world and in life when we have to put considerations of taking care of other people's feelings and sensitivities and trigger abilities and all that. You know, the right wing loves to call people snowflakes. That's a term for people who put their feelings front and center and then police how other people speak. In this moment, given my Jewish identity, Rudy, given everything my grandparents taught me, given what my ancestors have told me in the ayahuasca ceremonies that I've done, given what my father taught me and his inspiring example, given what the best of my Israeli mother even taught me at Zionist summer camp, my solidarity is with, on October 7th, my solidarity was with the civilians of those kibbutzim. Since October 8th, my solidarity is with the people being punished for the crime of being born Palestinian. You're going to dispute that, but that's fine. That's the way I phrase it. And until the carnage stops, I will not pause for even a second to, I want to be effective, but I also want to be faithful to the facts and to the truth. And that is my only responsibility. And that's the Jewish prophetic tradition. That's where we come from, saying the unpopular thing, saying the thing people don't want to hear, saying the thing people might crucify you for. Of course, that's the Christian tradition. But, you know, there were prophets before Jesus and Muhammad, and they were Jewish, they were Hebrew, they were Judaic, and they spoke against the crimes of their regimes, and they spoke of a higher law than tribal considerations. And they pointed out inconvenient truths. And that is what I'm going to do. And on the day that the ceasefire happens and the carnage stops, then I can calm down enough to consider, all right, let's start negotiating what this future is going to be. And I love the sound of the future you're talking about. It doesn't sound very coherent to me. I don't get how it works given everything else you've said. But I'm willing to be wrong about that. But now is not the time for that, as far as I'm concerned, because there's a fucking emergency. The house is on fire, and it's not our house, but it's gonna be if we don't change, or your house. It's gonna be if we don't change course. I think Israel's on a suicide mission right now. I think Zionism is a death cult right now, and I think it doesn't know what it's doing. I really think that. That's how I see it. And that's how a lot of people see it. And it makes me deeply, deeply sad. And I'm doing my best to be faithful to the point of view that I have as a fallible human being with a subjective point of view, just like you're trying to be faithful to yours. So that's my response to the criticism that my tone or my words are going to turn Israelis off. In this moment, that's not my concern.
So, two things. You said that we should put our feelings aside because there's an emergency happening. And I think where you're from is a place where you expect so much more from Israel. You expect so much more for something in the name of the Jewish people than the reality that you have. And because you're so upset with that reality not existing, you're just lashing out and saying, I don't care about the context. I just care about this. And this is happening. So screw all of you, and I don't care anymore, and I'm going to point my fingers. And I would tell you, actually, my brother, we need to also be able to put our feelings to the side here as well and understand that there is a context, there is a source, include that source in that context, validate the suffering and the experiences of your people as well that have gotten them to where they are today, because we've been through a lot and still go through a lot. And the only way that we can come out of this, which is a future that we hopefully have a lot in common of seeing, and that hopefully more people will also get to this perspective, the only way we can get there is by putting the feelings to the side and going to the source and feeling.
Great.
Something to focus on in order for us to get over it, because, you know, you're saying well, I don't care about why Palestinians are dying. They're being killed. And
No,
then you're
I do
saying,
care
well,
about why. I just have a different answer to that question than you do.
okay, but you don't look at that
I
specific
do. I
context,
just look
and
at,
then when it
no,
comes
but
to
you don't look at the context I do.
oh, but I do look at both.
I don't think
That's the
you do,
thing.
because
I'm not
we don't agree on the facts.
No, we don't agree
No,
on some
no,
definitions,
a
and we don't
lot of
agree on
facts we
some.
don't agree on, and it makes it impossible to, because you're looking at a different, like if I saw things the way you do, I would think the way you do, but I don't. I see it radically differently. We're living on different planets with respect to that. In terms of your statement about what we should dream for and hope for, and eventually put our feelings aside and validate the suffering of both peoples, I find nothing to disagree with in that. I love that. That sounds really great. And I, ve'imru amen.
Men, B'ezrat Hashem, may all the energy that anyone, either in the conflict, outside of the conflict, engage with the conflict, may we all use our energies to bring light to both sides, to bring understanding to both sides, to bring healing to both sides, humanity to both sides, and have all of us understand that any energy we invest in this conflict should be one that brings us together, not to create peace, but to create justice. Because to talk about peace right now is just saying, oh, we want people to stop fighting. But people are fighting for a
Yeah.
reason on both sides. And the only reason to stop people from truly fighting is to create a just reality that they no longer have to
Mea
fight each other, but we fight for a better reality.
to that. And in that, ceasefire now.
And end this war now, end the deeper problems, remove Hamas, remove those that are causing this conflict, and save as much life as we can in order for us to all be able to rebuild together.
Right, maybe so. Thanks for this.
Of course. Okay. And to many
Let's
more.
stay in touch. Be safe. And yeah, I mean, part of me wants to plead with you, but just be safe.
Will do. And I'm expecting an expensive coffee when I come.
Hell yeah. Godspeed the day. You will save this to your thing and make me a collaborator so everyone can see it. I think it's a very valuable conversation to see. Okay, beautiful.
Yeah.
Throw it.